Guy with the little boy, he has a vendetta because we wouldn't babysit for him anymore because he wouldn't pay us. Going to. That's his dad telling him to say that. That was all not like.
I mean, honestly, Natalia is like the gift that keeps giving, to be honest with you, you know. Yeah, so this is episode 3. Episode 3 was quite interesting. But yeah, let's get into it.
For Natalia to refer to the little boy as a liar, even though she didn't even see the video, people were treating her. Everybody thought she was this creepy murderer orphan and vilifying her without starting to realize that.
So here's the thing, you know, Natalia's already shutting down that she's saying that the boy from episode 2 who said that Natalia was beat by the man's family, and she's saying no, it's not true. And as you hear here, Nicole even says, hold on a minute, you're already dismissing information before I even showing you the video, before I even said anything. It's like you knew, you know, it's like you was ready to be on the defense, you know. But in this episode here, we discover what we believe, or at least what Nicole believes, is the reason why Natalia seems to defend the man's family so much.
Actually, there's 2 different Natalias. There's public Natalia and private Natalia. Says nice things about the Manses.
I love my parents, I love my family, I love God.
And private Natalia says terrible things about the Manses.
I think I had to say that.
The film crew's there. Oh, it's a pop on the butt.
Were you ever hit? Not anything crazy, like maybe a little pop on the butt or something.
I mean, listen, this is crazy work though, isn't it? I mean, to be honest with you, the thing that bothers me the most about Nicole is that why does she always act so surprised by Natalia's behavior? You know, that's the thing that blows my mind, to be honest with you, because I do feel like, you know, that she has a huge level of naivety in this situation, you know what I mean? I just don't understand why she's so naive to certain things. Like, I'm trying to make sense out of that, you know? Like, you know, this girl's been in house, she's been from home to home, family to family, and, you know, there's been nothing but problems per every family that she's ever been in, right? You know? But hey, let's get into it.
But Natalia has admitted to me firsthand that she has been whooped by both Cynthia and Antoine.
And it's crazy because obviously there she's saying that she's admitted that she's been whooped, and obviously in that previous clip there you saw her even say that, yeah, she has had hands, you know, a little hand here and there put to her by, you know, by the man's family. But to be honest with you, the moment that you start to admit even the littlest of hits, that's when you really know that these people were probably doing some madness to you.
I think like maybe you should talk to someone about some of the stuff, you know? I mean, some of it was pretty brutal. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And we hear her talking to Neil, saying, you know, bad-mouthing the Manses. So I'm starting to realize that Natalia is not brainwashed by and blackmailed by them. Natalia is lying on camera because they have dirt on her.
So this is what we come to. We've come to the conclusion, or at least Nicole's come to the conclusion, but the show's come to the conclusion that Natalia is behaving the way she's behaving regarding this family because they are blackmailing her. But the question, what are they blackmailing her for? Well, let's get into it.
Let's try other things too. But this was a new low.
There has been a lot of things that Natalia has done.
Natalia and Neil, which Cynthia and Antoine took from Natalia. Now, at first they said they deleted them.
Could we see those Facebook messages?
But Neil told us that Cynthia and Antoine still have those messages. So what could be in those messages that has Natalia so scared?
I mean, let's be real, you know, obviously, Natalia's obviously known, she's obviously had relationships with 2 guys now from abroad, and she's never, from my understanding, she's never physically met none of these people. So that means for them to, you know, obviously have a connection physically, which they can't, but to have an imagination of the physicality, that means they would obviously be sharing each other pictures as well as other things, right? Which is something that Nicole touches on.
Sexual relationships and sexual videos at my house in a very loud manner. By the way, I'm partially deaf, so she probably did that at the Manses too, with him. She was 18, she was online, and she had like a short relationship with a Middle Eastern gentleman. I think I made a mistake because I sent images I shouldn't have sent, you know, like sexual images.
Now, with that being said, you know, we know that in the last episode, which is something will be shown here as well, don't get me wrong, but let me just comment it first. But we know in the last episode, the man said that, you know, when they went through her Facebook and they saw the conversation she was having with Neil, they said that Neil was manipulating her. I said that personally, I don't think that's the case. I think that she was saying things to Neil that they claimed that Neil said to her personally. But anyway, they then said, obviously the messages were deleted and the Facebook account had now been shut down, by Natalia, which clearly is a lie. They probably did themselves. So that means obviously whatever was in those messages, I wouldn't be surprised if those things were then what they used to control Natalia in this situation. But it's clear that they're probably trying to control. They've obviously controlled it over the years anyway. But of course, the older she gets, the more leverage they have to find, isn't it? And they probably now found leverage on her that she obviously doesn't want to get out there. And to be honest with you, even if there is pictures of her, you know, explicit pictures of her, whatnot, if they decided to release it, would it be that deep? Not really. I mean, not in the world that we live in now. Don't get me wrong. Would it be a form of revenge porn or whatever? I'm not too sure. Which, if it was, that'd be a good thing, because that means she could probably sue them for doing that anyway. But my point being is that, is it worth having these people control you all for the sake of pictures and videos that, to be honest, if they're going to release, some people may watch them, but then they'll be watched like once or twice, and then after that, they'll be forgotten. I mean, listen, there's been plenty of people that have had this done to them, whether that be a Paris Hilton, a Kim Kardashian, da-da-da. So, like, it's kind of like these things are kind of normal now, you know? I'm not saying it should be done, but I'm just saying that if I was in her position and I had a choice between being controlled or having pictures and videos leaked of me in news, man, leak those videos and pictures. See if I give a damn. Let the people know what I'm working with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, it's not something that would, like, you know what I mean, like, completely write off the TV or whatever, if that makes any sense. But anyway, we continue.
Actually found out, and they took her computer, and so now we have a pattern. Neil told me Cynthia and Antoine took all the private things that Neil and Natalia talked about, pictures, I believe, all of this stuff they have that they're just basically holding over her head, like, in my opinion.
I'm also fearful of them because they know something, apparently, that she does not want revealed.
Me, that
the only other thing that I can think about that they may have that she doesn't want revealed is maybe things that she's lied about, you know, maybe things that have been questioned before, whether that be the truth of what really went down in her other families, the truth behind her age, the truth behind just so many things that people have questioned. Maybe they've got that dirt on her. Maybe they have. But hey.
Natalia's sister keeps asking for money from Natalia. This pictures of Natalia and Neil, and are holding that over her head for money. Otherwise, she'll release them to the internet. I don't know. My boyfriend, all these horrible names. Natalia's sister said, well, actually, I just did it for mom. So mom didn't have to do it. So she was...
The fact that they use other kids as well to get involved in their little scheme or whatever you want to call this, that is nasty work right there. These people are hell bent, and yeah, it's crazy how they're hell bent, but yet they be preaching Jesus all the time. I rebuke in the name of Jesus. The amount of times they've said that in this episode or in the first 3 episodes is criminal behavior. Yeah. Anyway.
Everything else is up in the house. We still got money that we've been saving for a while.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
What about just the $25,000?
That's fine with me.
We agreed to that amount, which made me think that there's a lot more money going on here.
Absolutely, because, you know, for them to agree that easy and that quickly, it does bring questions.
If you want to stay my payee,
I can stay your payee.
You've been my payee for over 11 years almost, so yeah. I trust you.
Your quest is, we ain't saying nothing about him. You make sure you don't go in there and say nothing about us.
You see that there? You keep quiet, we keep quiet. So something's going on. Something is going on.
The person earlier. In that moment when I confronted Natalia on camera, I witnessed that weird, like, switch in behavior.
That was just between us. Me, you, my parents, Neil.
I would come out and, like, suspiciously put her phone down, upside down, and then ask me questions. And to me, it was obvious that somebody was either listening or she was recording. So now she's choosing Cynthia and Antoine over our family.
See, this is the thing that I don't understand. Why have you not kicked her out, though? I want to know, like, does she have sympathy for Natalia purely because she relates to Natalia? And that's why she has so much sympathy for her? Because, like, Natalia hasn't come into this house and benefited them. She's come into this house and caused carnage.
Basically, Natalia starts this all-out campaign to silence me about talking about Cynthia and Antoine.
Question. If she wants to be with this guy, then why did you guys jump all over him? I never talked to this guy. What are you talking about?
Do that. I don't try to pin our daughter against her.
Wait, it's not anything even a conversation for you, though, Nicole.
It's funny how they're saying that you're trying to paint our daughter against us, but hold on a minute. But was it not your daughter, Natalia, who ran away from you guys on her own accord? Was it not Natalia that went to her boyfriend Neil and started talking smack about you guys? Okay, but the funny thing about it is, you see, Natalia will go and say all these things about the man's family to her boyfriend, to the DePaul family, okay? But when it comes to the DePaul family, they'll word it differently. They'll word it like, oh yeah, so basically, you know, the DePaul family is trying to steal it from her. They're the ones who are trying to poison us against us. Oh, Neil's the one that's trying to poison her against us. Like, yo, why did you, and this is why I say that when in last episode, I don't believe that all these things that they were saying that Neil was basically manipulating her and trying to get her to hate the family. This is why I don't believe that. I believe that they read Natalia saying these things, but they just want to put the blame on Neil, just like they want to put the blame on Nicole. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's a weird thing, innit? It's like they're trying to show Natalia, no matter how much you do us wrong, we'll still have your back. It's boy, like the mind games, the reverse psychology, I don't like, yo, I'm seeing what you're doing, but like it's also not making sense. I mean, like, listen, I said in the last episode, you know, Natalia is definitely as much of a problem as they are.
That is not your child, Nicole.
I'm in my bedroom with my boyfriend.
Little girl sitting right there in that house. This is my daughter. Okay, she's gonna be paralyzed. She's gonna be paralyzed if she doesn't have surgery. Do you care? She's not. I rebuke your plan, Satan.
Imagine being told that your daughter's gonna be paralyzed if she doesn't have surgery, and you say rebuke your statement, Satan. Like, that makes sense.
Don't you push my daughter to get that 30. And Natalia could die. I rebuke you in Jesus' name. Excuse me?
The next day, Natalia decided to leave the DePaul's house and move back in with Cynthia and Antoine. What? Because she didn't like the conversation that went down? Like, what's going on here? But she doesn't actually end up moving out. She stays because of Neil.
That Natalia is creating all of this drama and chaos in yet another household with the Chacconis, and then with the Barnetts, and then the Manses, and now it looks like it's happening with the DePauls.
Decided she's staying with us, but it's been incredibly difficult to have our previously happy home just in shambles. I don't want her to go back to the Manses because they're abusive, but I also don't want her to tear up my family. I mean, to be honest, it's like somebody's put a bomb into my house.
Like, yo, they need to kick her out. I mean, obviously, I guess I'll maybe find out in episode 4, which I will watch shortly. But right now, it seems to me as if... No, I want to know, is she still living with his family right now? Maybe it's come out and I just haven't found it somewhere. But either way, though, like... Natalia's... She comes with baggage. Serious freaking baggage. And at this point, it's not even baggage that she can deny as her fault. You know what I'm saying? Like when she was younger, right? But now she's older. She's 20... I think she's 21 now, because the first episode, 2 episodes, was in 2023. Now we're in 2024, so she's 21 now. I'd imagine, okay, based on this, all right. And now at that age, even though of course we're still a lot of us still immature, we're still, you know, at that age now we're adults. So whatever meme is happening now, like, yo, the talent needs to start holding stuff accountable. But the fact that it's spoken about by Nicole, that Natalia knows how to be one person off camera and be another person on camera, tells you obviously the level of intelligence that she has behind her anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, to be honest with you, she's kind of inherited that ability from the man's family in a weird way, because they have this ability where, you know, you come at them about Natalia saying this and that. They'll say, no, Natalia didn't say it. Nicole said it. Neil said it. It's like, what the hell are you... What? Like, yo, but yeah, nah, listen. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And anyway, I'll see you guys for the 4th episode as well. Yeah, I'm out. Peace.